Hi, welcome back, or hello for the first time, whichever one applies to you. That's the one that you should use for this opening. Now, it is the middle of October by the time that I am recording these, and I am singularly focused on spooky season, so we are going to be covering Blade. This series started in July of 2023 and it continued on through April of 2024. And this is probably one of the more important recent Blade runs because this changes a lot about the character and I can't wait to tell you guys about it. But the action starts right away, so let's just jump right into it. Now, this opens up on what would be a fun night. I think it's 80s night or something like that at this club, and this woman is singing, and we focus in on this other woman who is having a drink, and she's noticing some weird stuff too. She's noticing some glowing eyes. She's noticing they keep putting locks on the doors. What the heck is going on here? And then as her drink spills on the table, we can see in the reflection everybody in this room is a vampire. Which leads to her getting up and starting to run. She's trying to get out of here. This vampire swiped at her. She's running out of the way. She's banging on the door. She's trying to get out, and this vampire is coming up to her. But then there's a bright light and it's burning because those are the headlights of a car that is crashing through the building, and of course it is Blade. Now Blade gets out of his car burning up all of these vampires, and he turns to the woman and he's like, you need to hide under something right now. See, and then that's when Blade turns back to the vampires and he goes, now which one of you thinks that you're the bad guy tonight? And he makes quick work of these vampires. And before this other vampire can make their way out of here, they go, Daywalker, you will learn what darkness wants with you. You will learn. Now Blade picks up this table that she's hiding under and she's like, they ran away? And he's like, yeah, they usually do. Now come on, we gotta get out of here. She's like, where are we going? And he's like, out of here. We have to leave. There was vampires here. You just got attacked. And now this cuts to them being in the car where she's asking, okay, half vampire, so you're not evil? So he's like, yeah, that depends on who you ask, though. And she's like, well, why is the entire world trying to kill me? And he's like, I don't know. I thought you would know why you were being hunted. And she's like, I thought that place was supposed to be safe. And he's like, they lied to you. So this cuts back to a flashback a week ago where there's a guy basically nailed to a wall with various swords and things, and it is Blade and Tanaka, a representative from Werewolf Nation, looking at it. And now Blade was called here to investigate this, and he's trying to figure out what's going on. So he's like, what is this? Why am I here? Why am I supposed to protect this girl? And Blade asks, is this girl a werewolf? Is that why I'm protecting her? And Tanaka, he's just like, nah, she's just special. And Blade's like, you better make that make more sense. And he's like, her name is Dana Smith. She's the center of it. I don't know why. Don't ask me. What are we talking about? Is she reincarnated? Is she possessed? And Tanaka's like, I don't know. She's just special, and you need to help me because you owe me a favor. And Blade notices something else. He's like, listen, I'm going to do this for you because you're right. I owe you a favor. But two things. One, this guy's not dead. And two, if you screw me on this, if I find out that you're lying, you won't be able to howl fast enough. Now we cut back to the present where we are at Tanaka's house, and Blade has brought Dana here so that she could try to explain what's going on, but also so that he could keep her safe. And Blade, after getting the story out of her, he asks her, what did the guy look like that killed your boyfriend? And she's in tears, and before she can even get out and answer, he's about to figure it out because that guy comes crashing through the ceiling. And now this guy is speaking a language that Blade does not understand. And he's like, I don't know what you just said, but it don't matter anyway because Blade is nice with the sword. But this guy is crazy strong. So he grabs Blade up and tosses him out the way. And then he starts his magic spell, which he's going to use to take out Dana. All this orange energy starts swirling around and it looks like his sword lights on fire and he's about to take her down. But in that moment, Blade jumps in the way and he starts fighting this guy. They're going cut for cut, cut for cut. And then something weird happens. As the guy is yelling and Blade's about to take this guy out, Dana starts to smile, almost. Just as Blade gets the final blow on the guy and he explodes with all of this light. And so now Blade, out of breath, turns and he goes, Dana, you still breathing? And she's like, you have no idea.
I haven't felt this good in 5,000 years.
Wait. What?
I've been a fan of yours a long time, Eric. The monster man at war with himself. It's cute. You're cute. And you've done well.
It turns out that her name isn't Dana, it's Adana. And that sword was the only thing that could have killed her. Technically, that guy was the only person in the world that had been training his entire life to be able to kill her. And Blade does not take kindly to this new knowledge, so he does what Blade does, immediately stands up, cuts her head off. But she catches it before it can even hit the ground. And then that's when it all comes out that she's like, I'm here to destroy the first and second worlds. Now, the first world is the world that we know, and then the second world is the world of vampires and werewolves and specters and ghosts and all that other stuff. So basically, if you believe in that kind of thing, your entire world will be destroyed by her. And she even says to him, she goes, you know, I like you, so I'll leave you alive to see what's happening. I'm not going to kill you right now.
But I would like to hear you scream.
So she picks up all the glass shards and just sends them flying into his body. And she just says,
I like the way you scream, Eric. You'll heal. You always do. Find me if you want. I'd like to hear that scream again. Don't worry, Eric. Everything you hate, I hate it too. And I'll punish them all, Eric.
I'll punish them all.
And then she continues out onto the beach and she grabs the sword and she takes it and splits her forehead open before removing all of her skin to reveal the Adana's true form as she walks into the water. But the book's not over. The book's not over yet, guys, because we cut over to Cambodia 13 days later, right? And what happens is they're having a discussion because this is the group that was actually training that person to be able to defeat the Adana. And they're furious that Blade killed their guy, because of course they are. But there's a young woman that's here that's asking, can he be talked to? Can he be saved? He might still be able to help us or something. But these guys are like, nah, you're not talking to him. We're about to send him to hell. Kill this dude. And you could see that he's been tortured this whole time, but she steps in and takes these guys out. She says, forgive me, my brothers. And then she starts to talk to Blade. You know, yo, can you hear me? Listen, my name is Rota. We have minutes before they can come back and stop, but I'll free you if you promise to help. And he's like, help you do what? And she's like, stop the Adana from ending all creation. And he just looks at her and she's like, are you gonna do it? And he's like, I'm thinking about it. And she's like, what? And he's like, you know what? Why not? You know what? I don't got anything else going on. Why don't we just save the world? And then she's like, you're different than I expected. And he's like, oh boy, you have no idea. You guys really lucked out, you know, because it could have been anybody who taken that guy out, but it's me. So this is the end of issue 1. We're going to be popping back with issue 2 and continuing on with the rest of the series throughout the month of October. But check back. We're going to have all kinds of different spooky stories. So if you want to hear, you know, if you like space and all that, I've also been covering Predator versus. So Predator versus Spider-Man, Predator versus Black Panther, and then eventually we're going to be getting to Predator versus the Marvel Universe. So yeah, thanks for coming and hanging out, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.